Hello everyone, welcome. So today we will discuss nutrition in plants from class 7 CBSE NCERT. So first if we talk about nutrition, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process by which food is taken in and is being utilized by the body. So it's not only how you take in food but also how it is getting utilized by the body. So it is taking in a food and getting it utilized by the body. And what are nutrients? Nutrients are those components which are getting utilized by the body. So nutrition is the process of taking food and utilizing it, and nutrients are those components which are taken in by the body. So based on the mode of nutrition, I can separate the plants into autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic mode of nutrition are those who make their own food, and heterotrophic mode of nutrition are those organisms, or heterotrophs are basically those organisms which depend on other plants for food. So autotrophic is the mode of nutrition, and autotrophs are those organisms which follows this autotrophic mode of nutrition. The same is for heterotrophic, are those is a mode of nutrition, and heterotrophs are those organisms which follow this heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Alright, so now coming to autotrophic mode of nutrition, because when we are talking about plants, nutrition in plants, and we know that most of the plants, they follow the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So how do plants make their food? They make their food by photosynthesis. Now the thing is, so we know that plants require carbon dioxide. So if we come here, we can see plants require carbon dioxide, they require water, and they require water, they require sunlight, they require chlorophyll. Okay, so all those are required by the plants to make their food. Now from where do they get carbon dioxide? They get carbon dioxide from the stomal opening which is there. There is a stomata, which is a tiny pore which is seen in the underneath of the leaves, that is the lower surface of the leaves. Okay, so they have got small opening which is known as stomata. So these stomata, they are having some guard cells. They are having the guard cells. So whenever this guard cells will swell up, the stomal pore will open, the stomata will open. That is, when the stomal pore is open, then I say the stomata is open and carbon dioxide enters. And whenever stomata is closed, carbon dioxide does not enter. Okay, and water is taken up, absorbed by the roots of the plants and given to the leaves for doing photosynthesis. We are getting sunlight from sun, and that is why photosynthesis happens only during the day. And the other thing is the chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a green pigment which is present in the plants. So that is there in the leaves, in the chloroplast. So that is the green pigments which is present in the plants. Okay, now if we have to verify that how we can see that the food is being produced or not, that is done by using iodine test. That is done by using iodine test. So if starch is produced as food, the iodine, after the test, it will give me a black color, otherwise it will be a brown color. Okay, if it is testing negative for iodine, it is brown color. If it is positive for iodine, it is black in color. So I said you that chlorophyll is necessary. To find out if chlorophyll is necessary or not, there are various variated leaves which is there. So variated leaves are those leaves which are partially green in color, and the rest of it may be of a different color. Okay, so if we take a variated leaf, what will happen? So maybe I will have to mark this variated leaf by, after I place the potted plant 3 to 4 days in a dark, I will mark the variated leaf, and then I will boil it in boiling alcohol. So boiling alcohol means what? I take a hot water bath I boil water there, take a test tube, fill it with alcohol, and inside this I will pour the leaf. So inside this alcohol I'll pour the leaf. I'll put the leaf and I'll wash it. It will get decolorized. All the chlorophyll will get removed. And then I will take out this leaf and drop few drops of iodine onto this. So it will show that whichever was green in color, it is turning black. So if it turns black, that is blue black, then I say it is positive for iodine. That means there is starch is present. So whichever was yellow area, it will show in brown color and it will say that there was no starch present. So not only that, this we can see leaves in red color, pink color, all these things. It is not that chlorophyll is not present in those leaves. Chlorophyll is present. But there are other pigments which is going to mask this green color. So that is why you will find some leaves which is red in color, pink in color, XYZ. Okay. So next we can say we have to discuss what is photosynthesis. I was talking about photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their food in presence of chlorophyll. So in presence of chlorophyll, by using carbon dioxide and water to form carbohydrate, which is glucose, and oxygen in presence of sunlight. So that is photosynthesis. Very important definition. The diagram as well as the equation. Okay. So that is photosynthesis. Next, after that, we see that the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, we are getting them as food. They are obviously one of the important food that is produced by the plants. But also there are other foods which are used, like nitrogen. So nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in the air. So plant cannot absorb nitrogen. So soil has got various bacteria that will convert into reusable nitrogen, and that will suffice the requirements. So farmers also, they will add fertilizers so that plants can synthesize the proteins and the vitamins. Now coming to other modes of nutrition, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, where the nutrition is based on it's dependent on other organisms or plants. So based on this, we have got different heterotrophic nutrition. First one is the parasitic form. Parasitic nutrition is where the plants they feed on another plant, which is the host plant, and they harm the host. So if a plant which climbs on another plant and deprives the host of valuable nutrients, we say it is as parasitic mode of nutrition. For example, cuscuta. Then we have insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are those plants which feeds on insects. So they have gotten hairy structures on their lid, and whenever the insect sits on the lid will close, and the insect is digested by the digestive juices which is secreted in this insectivorous plants. Like the pitcher plant, we have the Venus flytrap, bladderworts, etc. Okay. Then herein the next thing we have the saprophytic mode of nutrition. That is the mode of nutrition in which the plants derive its nutrition from dead and decaying matters. Okay, so that is the sporophytes, the fungus, the molds, the bread molds that we easily see. So those are saprophytic mode of nutrition. They follow saprophytic mode of nutrition. The other is the lichens. So they have symbiotic mode of nutrition, wherein there are two organisms which are living together and they are helping each other to get their nutrients. Like we have lichens, which is a combination of algae and fungus. So what does algae do? Algae will prepare the food because it has chlorophyll and give it to the lichens, and lichens in turn, what they will do, they will derive all the the water that is there. They will derive water and they will give it to the algae for preparing the food. So that is how they have got a symbiotic relationship. So how nutrients are replenished in the soil? So there is something called as cycle. We have nitrogen cycle, so all these things are there. So all the nutrients which are taken up from the soil, like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, all those things, they are replenished in the soil. They are again getting back into the soil. So crops are going to absorb a lot of nitrogen. So now the soil will become deficient in nitrogen. So now what will happen? There are some bacteria called rhizobium in the root nodules of leguminous plants like moong, peas and all those pulses. So they will again fix the atmospheric nitrogen. They will have a symbiotic relationship that is there. Okay, so the nitrogen is got back into the soil. Okay, so that's it in the chapter. Thank you.